The controversy surrounding Kim Davis, which would be the woman who was in charge of issuing marriage certificates in Kentucky, who was refusing to give them to homosexual couples. She is now in jail for violating her duties, essentially for violating the Constitution. She's not doing her job, so she's arrested. Her lawyer, however, from the Liberty Counsel says her being in jail is like sending Jews to the gas chamber. This was an actual comparison that he made. Such a notion is absolutely ridiculous. But this is insane. This is offensive to an extreme. To actually compare a person refusing to do their job, which violates the Constitution, to someone who was being herded into a death camp in the millions for the religion they had. This comparison is utterly insane, and it does, however, speak to the mentality that the Christian right has in the United States, more specifically, those in the South. They truly believe that despite being an 80% majority of the country, that they are somehow a persecuted minority, which is complete and utter absolute nonsense. This is the mindset that they truly have. This is really how their minds have operated since the beginning. If they do not have complete and total control over everything, then they must be persecuted. There is no conception of equality for these people whatsoever. If they cannot perfectly dictate God's laws to you, then somehow they're being oppressed. Imagine what would happen if they actually lived in a country where people had an equality surrounding religion. You would swear that everybody was being herded into a FEMA death camp. But I think there's something else that's being missed here. These right-wing Christian, religious-y nut jobs, what's one of the things they're always going on about? The Constitution, and how the Constitution is so great. It gives us our freedoms and whatnot. And they should always respect the Constitution, and they pledge allegiance to it all the time. Even sometimes when you take a government job, you hold a particular office, you swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. But what do we see here? All of a sudden they've decided that the Constitution is wrong. Well, they don't want to follow it anymore. So what happened to this great holy text of the Constitution that they're always going on about? And look how fast they are to just completely stab the thing in the back. What they're really saying is that they like the Constitution so long as it says exactly what they want, giving them a position of superiority over others. But when that Constitution creates some kind of measure of equality, all of a sudden they don't want to have any of it anymore. So I think this should say, once and for all, that the Christian right's adherence, their reverence for the Constitution, is complete and total bunk. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.